the voting is over, and I hope that you voted wisely. So in a few hours, we'll be seeing votes starting to stream in from different parts of the country. We already have one result from Narok where Baba killed it, and I just want to go through a few things to watch out for today in terms of the voting patterns. So if you want to know early who is going to be ahead, you have to look at the following patterns. Now, the Ruto road to the presidency, the cornerstone, the foundation of Ruto's road to the presidency has for a long time been central Kenya. Now, what Ruto has to get in central Kenya, if you start hearing numbers like 90% or stuff like that, then just know Ruto is doing very well in central Kenya, and that's gelling very well with his road to the presidency. Again, he has to replicate that in Upper Eastern, which we're talking about the Meru, the Embu. So basically in Gema land, Ruto has to get 90s and maybe 80s, you know. Now, what do we know so far? That the turnout in central Kenya was low, probably at most 60%. Again, Ruto's road to the presidency, he has to do better than Uhuru in the non-Jubilee strongholds. So when I say non-Jubilee strongholds, I mean outside Central and Rift Valley. I mean outside Central and Upper Rift Valley. And so far we know that in Narok, Raila killed it in one of the polling stations. That's the only information I have. And then Ruto has to upset Raila in some of his strongholds like Western and Coast. The reason why I was concerned when I heard Chebukati announcing that he has suspended the gubernatorial elections in Coast, you know, somewhere in Kakamega and Mombasa, I was concerned because from my crunching of numbers, I knew that Ruto has to do well or suppress turnout in Coast and Western to stand a chance. And so this was like targeting about 3 out of 4 core regions that if they, you know, shift to Ruto, then he's gonna have a good night. So I don't know how that suppressed voter turnout, but if you start hearing that Ruto is sweeping Coast and sweeping Western, and with Western, I'm not surprised if he wins Bungoma and Trans Nzoia, you know. But it will be concerning if you hear him sweeping Kakamega and Vihiga. So let's watch out for that. And for Raila, he has to maintain his old strongholds. And then we have to see him doing 30s and 40s in central Kenya. And then he has to do, you know, also 30% in Upper Eastern. So if you're hearing 40s and 50s in Upper Eastern, then Raila is gonna have a very good night, an unprecedented good night. And then a low voter turnout in central Kenya, that is checking very well. So Raila needs those things to happen for him to romp home to victory. So folks, I'll be bringing these small videos as they come in, as the results come in, and that's going to be the framework around which we are going to start projecting as to who is gonna be the fifth. Okay, thank you so much.